And every time that I was afraid of the dark, my grandmother would come in and she would cut the lights on for me. She would show me that there were no monsters under the bed. There was no one in the closet waiting to get me, and I would feel safe. But night after night after night after night, I still found myself calling out to her. And like a good grandmother, my grandmother would come in and she would see about me. As I've gotten older, I've come to realize that sometimes there are monsters in the dark. Monsters of gentrification, monsters of racism and sexism, monsters of homophobia and heteronormativity. There are monsters which seek to rob us of our joy, our peace, our dignity, and our safety. But there is one thing else that my grandmother would say to me that I think is apt as we look at this situation today. She would say, "Baby, stop calling me and just cut the damn lights on." So I encourage you. The good news is that we don't merely have to call out into the night. We have an index finger and a middle finger, and we can lift them up to the light switch, and we can cut the damn lights on. Every time that we take to the streets and protest, we cut the damn lights on. Every time that we speak up when it would be far easier to remain silent, we cut the damn lights on. Every time that we lobby for legislation and we pursue policies which actually help the least of these rather than throw them under the bus, we cut the damn lights on. So how are you prepared to cut the damn lights on in your life? What do we do after we leave this space? Typically, this is the moment in vigils where folks say, "Go in peace." But it's really hard for me to say that because I realize that we are not going out into peace. We are going out into war and destruction, mayhem and loss, chaos and calamity. So I say to you tonight, not to go in peace, but I say to you instead to go with peace, to go with the peace of Jesus Christ. A peace that, as the scripture records, surpasses all understanding. A peace that calls us to speak up when it's far simpler to be quiet. A peace that is disruptive and subversive. A peace that says every single life matters. That is the kind of peace which can help to ensure that more lives are not lost. Peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. Dr. King said. And I encourage us to go with that kind of peace into a world that is sorely in evil. So now, as we stand in front of the 1st District Police Station and we witness to this kind of peace, let us lift up our lights and say, "We are watching.
We're watching.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
All lives matter.
All lives matter.
Treat all people.
Treat all people
with dignity.
with dignity.
With love.
With love.
With mercy.
With mercy.
With respect.
With respect.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
All lives matter.
All lives matter.
And as we now prepare to extinguish our candles, let us extinguish them with this recognition that as they are extinguished, we must be lit. We must be lights in this city, for this is a city that sorely needs it. We must work jobs and serve in ministries and share testimonies and support policies which help ensure that all people have dignity. Perhaps the way of cutting on the damn lights are to be the lights. And that way we don't have to get ready, but we in fact stay ready. Let us extinguish these lights as we prepare to continue to be lights in